Let me illustrate a series of dreams that were difficult for me, that I considered, oh man, these are bad dreams. And it happened years ago. I had just bought a car, a Volvo, after many years of driving the old VW Bugs, right? The motor was in the back. They were probably one of the unsafest cars on the road. And I was a poor student going through graduate school, and that's how I made it. I bought one after the other. So I finally graduated and had enough money to buy a bigger car, and I saw this advertisement about Volvos, and there was a huge crane that would lift a dump truck and place it right on the roof of a Volvo to demonstrate how strong it was, right? That it wouldn't cave in. And I saw this and I said, that's a car that I need after driving 3 VW Bugs. So I bought a white Volvo sedan. And I think it was about a year or two later, I had started doing dream work, and I had this very disturbing dream of coming back from an out-of-town trip on a train. And in the dream, I walk from the train station into the parking lot to get my car, and I see my Volvo with the roof torn off. And then I look to see who was responsible, and I see this young, maybe 10-year-old inner city kid running away. And in the dream, I knew that he had torn the roof of the Volvo off with his hands. And I was incensed. And then I woke up. I didn't know why, but not only was I angry, but I was very disturbed about the meaning of this. This Volvo that is, to me, was a symbol of safety, was being destroyed by some force. Sometime later, I had another dream, and I was in a jungle, like the thick rainforest. That's how the dream opens, and I'm coming to a clearing, and all of a sudden I see, like in a South American rainforest, my white Volvo. Only it has vines growing over it, it's beginning to rust, and nature's beginning to take it over. And I wake up frightened. I'm still not quite sure the meaning of the dream. And then maybe a couple of weeks later, there's a third Volvo dream. This time, I see the seashore. And there's my Volvo right at the edge of the water. And the tide is coming in and beginning to lap around the wheels, and I can tell it's going to be taken out. And again, I wake up frightened. Now, these dreams probably, these 3, were some of the most useful dreams of my life.
Wow.
Yeah. At first I thought, well, is it time to find a new car? Or is it predicting an accident that I'm going to have, right? But there's a technique in dream work, a method where you distill the essence of a dream image, which means that you begin to ask, what are the particular qualities that make this image unique? And I asked that about the Volvo. What's distinctive about a Volvo? And then I remember this advertisement. It's secure. If you write in it, you're safe, right? In a sense, you're invulnerable, almost, right? And you're closed in, and that was my orientation in life, psychologically. But the dream was saying, in retrospect, you're too safe. You're too invulnerable. And like this young 10-year-old inner city kid who destroyed the roof with his hands, that's the way of life, because look at how he lives his life. He has to be savvy. He has to depend upon himself moment to moment in order to survive on the streets, right? That's a wisdom or intelligence for living your life, not going through life with a high value on safety and being invulnerable, right? And then I realized what the dream was announcing. It was time for me to develop parts of my personality that never got developed early on in my life. I was raised to be very good, follow the rules, be careful, don't make mistakes, because there's a lot of shame for making mistakes. It's not like how this 10-year-old grew up, I'm sure. You might say that he was a side of me coming to rescue me.
The child in the dream.
The 10-year-old, yeah.
And the ocean and the jungle.
Exactly, exactly. Nature was coming to save me from myself, from my orientation, you see. So what appeared at first to be a bad dream was these were the best things in the world for me. And once I caught the meaning, then I started taking more risk in my life. And when I remember I would be faced with a decision of doing this or that, and ordinarily I'd pull back and take the safer route. I started saying, no, let me think about this. I want to take more risks, and emotionally as well. Not just be distant and emotionally controlled. So it led to many changes in my life.